my roommate gave me a locket. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal. I wore it and weirdly enough, I started eating more, sleeping better, and slowly gaining weight. I figured I was finally getting my life together. Then, the day after I got accepted into graduate school, I suddenly doubled over in class with this sharp, unbearable pain in my stomach, and out of nowhere, I gave birth. Right there, in front of everyone. Word spread fast. I tried to explain, I begged them to believe me, but nobody did. My professors, my classmates, everyone just thought I had been lying all along, that I was some kind of freak. I lost my spot in grad school just like that. Even my parents didn't believe me. They said I had humiliated them, told me not to come home, that they were done with me. I hit rock bottom. I went up to the school's rooftop and jumped. I thought that was the end, but it wasn't. After I died, I finally saw the truth. Everything that happened, the weight gain, the weird appetite, the pregnancy, it all started after Yolanda gave me that so-called locket. Then suddenly, I was back to the day she came home from her trip. Trixie, I brought you something from abroad, Yolanda J said with a smile, pulling out a red-stringed locket from a little box. Before I could say a word, she was already fastening it around my neck. I instinctively reached up to take it off, but she grabbed my wrist. No, don't. This one's special. It keeps you safe. I went through a lot to get it. You have to wear it. I glanced down at the locket and for a moment, I just stared. The gemstone looked normal at first, but when the light hit it a certain way, I could have sworn something like blood was flowing inside. Yolanda, is there blood in this? I asked, half joking, half creeped out. She just smiled and said, it's sacred, blessed by a real shaman. You're lucky to have it. Don't ever take it off. Back then, I didn't question her. I actually felt touched. Like she really cared, but not long after I started wearing that thing, my period just disappeared. I wasn't sleeping around. I was still a virgin, so pregnancy didn't even cross my mind. When it didn't come for 3 months, I told Yolanda I should probably go to a doctor. She stopped me, said, you're fine. You're young, not in pain. Probably just your body being weak. Eat more, rest, and it'll sort itself out. I believed her. Every damn word. And I kept believing until the day I gave birth in front of my classmates and my whole life fell apart. After I gave birth in class, everything spiraled. The school stripped me of my spot in grad school like it was nothing. And just like that, Yolanda took my place like she had been waiting for it. She didn't stop there. She took my baby, too. Said I wasn't in the right state of mind to raise a child. I could barely think straight, let alone fight back. I didn't even get to hold him for more than a second. Then after I died, I found out she got everything she ever wanted. She got into grad school. She marched into the Larkins' house with my child and he agreed to marry her. She even had the nerve to visit my grave, all dressed up and glowing, holding my son. This kid is actually the result of a one-night stand between Mr. Larkin and me, she said, like it was some kind of joke. I brought him the baby and he said yes immediately. I'm gonna be Mrs. Larkin next month. She smiled like she had won a prize. Like my life had just been a stepping stone. I just wanted to say thank you, Trixie. If you hadn't helped me become a mother without going through the pain, or handed me your grad school spot, I never would have made it into the Larkin family. She paused, then added, almost mockingly, you're probably wondering how Mr. Larkin and I had a kid growing in your belly, right? She tilted her head, grinning. That locket you wore, that's how. It transferred my blood and essence into your body. Pretty clever, huh? She laughed, then said, lesson learned, I hope. Don't just accept gifts from people. I swear I almost rose from the dead just to slap her. But then, just like that, I opened my eyes. I was back. Yolanda, you're seriously the sweetest, Zyla said, admiring the locket on my neck. You got Trixie that blessed locket and brought us snacks? This is too much. Sylvia giggled. I want one too. My roommates had no idea. None of them knew the locket hanging around my neck was pure evil. A cursed little trap wrapped in a red string. That afternoon, I made up some excuse about having something urgent at home and left. First stop, a jeweler. I had them make a perfect copy of the locket. Same look, same size, everything. Then I went to the hospital, praying I wasn't too late. Thank God, I wasn't pregnant. Yet. The next morning, I walked back into our dorm like nothing happened. Yolanda barely looked up from her phone, but the moment she did, her eyes went straight to my neck. And just like I expected, she reached for the locket. She didn't say hi. She didn't ask how I was. She just said, let me take a look at that real quick. What? I asked, when I noticed Yolanda looking at me a little too closely. Nothing, I just wanted to check. She seemed satisfied after checking the locket, then gently tucked it back inside my shirt. You're such a good girl. Keep wearing it, okay? What she didn't know was that the locket around my neck wasn't the original. I had it replaced with a perfect copy, down to the creepy red blood inside. The real one. I locked that thing in a steel box the second I took it off. A few days later, Yolanda mentioned casually, oh, I'm going out with some friends this weekend. Probably won't be back to the dorm. Yeah, sure, friends. I knew exactly what she was up to. She was planning to spend the weekend with Miles Larkin, the heir to the Larkin Group. What confused me was how she even got close to him. A guy like Miles wouldn't just sleep with anyone, so I followed her. And yep, just as I suspected, she drugged his drink. Watched the whole thing go down from a distance. She really didn't hesitate. When she came back, she looked completely drained. Slept like a rock. Honestly, it seemed like whatever happened in that hotel had taken everything out of her. A couple weeks later, out of nowhere, she asked, Trixie, did your period come this month? I shook my head. Nope, it's been about a week late. Yolanda gave me this weird little smile. That's normal. You don't even have a boyfriend, so don't overthink it. Maybe just your hormone or something. Yeah, probably. Kinda nice not having it, to be honest. I laughed a little, trying to sound casual, but the truth, I was on my period. I just went full ninja mode to hide it. No pads, only tampons. And every time I changed one, I would wrap it up in toilet paper and sneak it outside to toss in a random bin. I couldn't risk her seeing any evidence. For months, she really believed I hadn't had a period. Then one day, Sylvia pulled me aside and said, "Trixie, this has been going on for 5 months now. You put on weight and you still haven't seen a doctor? You should really get checked out." Before I could respond, Yolanda swooped in like always. "That's not necessary. Trixie is fine. She doesn't feel sick or anything, right? I haven't had my period in 5 months either and I feel totally fine." Zyla blinked at us. "Wait, both of you haven't had your period for 5 months? That's oddly synchronized. You sure you're not secretly pregnant together or something? I haven't even been near a guy. How could I be pregnant?" I said, trying to sound casual. "Guess my body is just weak. I've been eating better lately, trying to fix it." Zyla turned to Yolanda. "Okay, then what about you?" Yolanda snorted. "Me? Not a chance. I've been super careful. There's no way I'd end up pregnant." "But you've been gaining weight and throwing up a lot," Zyla said. "You should probably go to the hospital just to make sure. Better safe than sorry." Yolanda waved her off. "It's just my stomach acting up. I've always had a sensitive gut. Trust me, I'm fine." Getting pregnant? That's impossible. She was that confident because of the locket she gave me. She really thought it was protecting her, which, honestly, made things easier for me. I didn't have to do anything to stop her from seeing a doctor. She wouldn't go anyway. To keep her from catching on, I started eating a lot more too. Enough that my weight gain looked convincing. And Yolanda's appetite was just as wild as mine had been back then. Her belly kept getting rounder and rounder until even she started to get suspicious. "Why is my stomach so big?" she mumbled one day, lifting her shirt in front of the mirror. "It seriously looks like I'm pregnant." Sylvia, who was nearby, didn't hold back. "Yolanda, your belly is really getting out of control. You should go to the hospital." "No joke. It looks like you're expecting." "I've told you 100 times, I can't be pregnant." Yolanda snapped. "And how do you know that for sure?" I asked, watching her closely. Yolanda glanced at me, then quickly said, "Because I just had my period a couple days ago." She was lying, obviously. Sylvia tilted her head. "Then something is definitely not right. What if there's something growing inside, like a cyst or, worse?" That actually shook her a little. "Fine, whatever," she muttered. "I'll get it checked out later."